Happy Sabbath day, my beloved brothers and sisters. Yeah, our brother Ian again with another message. But before we get into it, a lot of people said, why me say Happy Sabbath day? So me ask the question, what Sabbath mean? And their answer is, it's a day of rest. Some say, you see it, it's a day of rest. You know, another night of rest, because we sleep at night anyway, so we rest at night. But it's the day part of it. You understand? You rest from your labor. So it's a day of rest. So that's why I'm going to say Happy Sabbath day. Anyway, I want to thank everyone that viewed the first videos. And I want to thank everyone that liked the first videos also. And we thank everybody for them feedback. You know, and me also thank you for the questions that you guys raised. However, I can't answer all the questions. But as the Lord led me to do more videos, I hope those questions are answered. Okay? But one particular question may go address. So a brother write me and said, Mr. I'm a preacher. So why may I have a YouTube video then? So no, I'm not a preacher. I am a servant of the Most High. So I am here to serve the Lord and to serve my brothers and my sisters, my Hebrew Israelites, brothers and sisters, descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, will look just like me. So I hope that answers your question, my beloved brother, with all respect. Right, so may I have another message here to share, okay? Because that is one of my duty as a servant of the Most High, is to share His word. You understand? So, we title this, Cast Thy Bread. So, this title is taken from Ecclesiastes chapter 11. Okay? So, where we go there? Ecclesiastes chapter 11, and we go pick it up at verse 1. So it said, Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. So me look up this in another translation. And another translation say, I'm going to read it. It said, we must invest our money in foreign trade, and one of these days we'll make a profit. This is what another Bible translation is saying. Pure carnal. No spiritual understanding at all. Okay? Cast thy bread, it just simply mean give generously. That's all it means, you know? Okay? So, let the book show you what the waters represent, because it said, cast thy bread upon the waters. Okay? So, hold the spot right here, we'll come back. And let's go to Revelation chapter 17. Revelation chapter 17. Revelation chapter 17, and we go pick it up at verse 1. So verse 1 read, And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Now skip down to verse 15. Verse 15. Revelation 17 and verse 15. And he said unto me, the water which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are people and multitudes and nation and tongues. So the water represent people. Okay, so let me go back now to Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Sorry, Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 1. And let's read it now with understanding. So he said, cast thy bread upon many waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. So cast your bread upon many waters mean to give generously to people. That's all the book I say. Okay? But we, as Hebrew Israelites, we have to understand that charity starts at home amongst our own people. Okay? So we must be charitable to one another. Okay? So, and I'm going to say this, you know. This come from the Most High. I'm going to go make the book show you. So, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 15. Deuteronomy chapter 15. So, Deuteronomy chapter 15, and we go pick up the reading at verse 7. So, Deuteronomy chapter 15 and verse 7. And it's read, if there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in thy land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thy heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother. And that's what brethren simply mean. Brethren mean brother. You understand? And brother, people who look just like me and you. You understand me? Nobody from Uncle Sam land couldn't be with brother. You understand what I'm saying? Right, so John go confirm what I'm say. So let's go to 1 John. So we'll go 1 John chapter 3. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 17. And it reads, but whoso had this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him? So what John say, you're in your community, and you see your brother destitute of basic necessity, and you have it wagga wagga, and you show him no mercy. Imagine that. Let the book show you what the Lord will do to people like you. So let's go to Proverbs 21. So you have it wagga wagga decided you're not going to share it. So the Lord go tell you what you're going to do. So let's go to Proverbs 21. And we'll go pick it up at verse 13. So this is Proverbs 21, verse 13. It reads, Whoso stoppeth his ear at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. So you are act as if you no hear the man I beg you. You walk past the man and stretch your hand to you, you act like you don't see him. Eh? That's why Christ made this statement. So let's go to Matthew chapter 7. So you act like you don't hear the man. When I feel time for cry, same way. Because you go cry too. Nobody not go hear for you cry. Not even the Lord. And that's what they must say. Well, we're going to make the book tell you. We go Matthew chapter 7. Matthew chapter 7. And we go pick this up at verse 1. So we're going to read 1 and 2. So he said, judge not that ye be not judged. For with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. And with what measure you mete, it shall be measured to you again. So Christ has said, because tomorrow you can find yourself in a that man position. The table can turn at any time. You'll be at the bottom and him now at the top. And the same treatment what you give him, and the same treatment you go give you when you find yourself there. And that the book is saying. Anyway, we go back to Deuteronomy chapter 15. We should have tell us if the whole spot there. So we go back to Deuteronomy chapter 15. And we go pick it up at verse 8. So Deuteronomy chapter 15 and verse 8. But thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him, and shalt surely lend him sufficient for his need in that which he wanted. Verse 9. Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, and the heart is the mind, saying, the 7th year, the year of release is at hand, and thine eye be evil against thy poor brother, and thou givest him not. And he cried unto the Lord against thee, and it be sin unto thee. And remember, no sin no go unpunished. So, a man come to beg you money. This is just hypothetically speaking. And he say, look, me give you back, man. But you know the man's situation. You know, say, him not work. Him not have no source of income. And you in a fear mind, the one that oh, he go give you back the money. And you have sufficient, can give him. Even if you not give you back, you wouldn't even miss it. And you still not give the man. Man go want money for buy food and buy food for you them. And you not give the man. Because you don't see how you go get back that the money there. And you have money wagga wagga. You think of wickedness that? No mercy. We love there. Anyway, verse 10. Thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him. Why? Because the Lord love a cheerful giver. You don't give the man and say, chop, hey man. No man, you don't do that, man. You don't do that. You give the man and say, yo, hold that. Is that enough? No, okay, hold on. Send another 5 bills here. Because that for this thing the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy works and in all that thou puttest thy hand unto. So the Lord, you be a cheerful giver, helping out your poor brothers and sisters, your poor Hebrew Israelites brothers and sisters. The Lord will see to it that you're good at all level. The Lord, I promise you this, and he that promised is faithful. Verse 11. For the poor shall never, we'll read this again. For the poor shall never cease out of the land. Never. We go always have poor people amongst us. Therefore I command thee, so this is a commandment from the Lord, saying, thou shalt open thy hand wide unto thy brother, to the poor and to the needy in thy land. So the poor shall never cease out of the land. The poor is there, for us. Lord is there to see how we go take care of the poor, see how we go treat them. So this is a commandment from the Lord to look after your brother and your sister. And as we say, charity starts at home. Right, so I'm going to show you the mindset of today's Christians, or people who call themselves Christian. We're going to make the book show you the mindset of them. So let me go at James. James 2, the book of James. So this is the mindset of the so-called Christian of 2023. James chapter 2, and we're going to read verse 15 and 16. If a poor brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warm and fill, notwithstanding you give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doth it profit? So the man that dead for hungry, the man that dead for hungry, and you come talk about, oh, let me pray for you. And you have money in your pocket, you not go buy the man something to eat. What you probably go do for him then now, and he must starve. As to today's Christian think. You know, see a foolishness that. Your sister come to you, you know. You see her, you know, places that show they expose when they expose and you have extra clothes and so forth. Give her no man. You talk about you go pray for her. That not gonna do her any good. And she need it right now and you have it. Eh? Yeah. We have to give them what they want. We have to look after them. You understand me? And while we are do this, we not do it and puff up with chest. Big no. We do it with utter humility. Knowing that it could be us in that position. So looking after one another, be there for one another, is one of the keys. It's one of the key to get into the kingdom of God. And we go to Matthew 25. The book of Matthew, Matthew 25. Right, so we go pick this up at verse 31. So Matthew 25 and verse 31. We go read to verse 34. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and the Son of Man here is Christ, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goat on his left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my fathers, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Now, why these sheep is getting let into the kingdom? Let's pay attention to the next verse. Verse 35. For I was an hunger, and you gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you come unto me. So them a little simple thing here. The sheep does what give them access into the kingdom. You know somebody in your community sick, probably housebound or bedbound. Go look for them, man. Spend 20 or 30 minutes with them. They would have rather your company over money. I tell you that. Verse 37. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when sawest we thee an hunger, and feed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When sawest we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, in so much as you have done it unto one of these least, my brethren, you have done it unto me. So when you look after your poor brother and sister, visit the sick or those in prison, you are doing it to the Lord. And if we have this in the back of our mind, we should be doing this often. Verse 41. Then shall he say unto them on his left hand, these are the goats. So these are the people who refuse to do these kind acts, who refuse to help out them brother and them sister. Then shall he say unto them on his left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into the lake of fire prepared for the devil and his angel. So now who we say the lake of fire was prepared for? It was Satan and his minions. But man find himself in the lake of fire. Why? Because of them selfish act, wickedness, sin. Skip down to verse 46. Matthew 25 and 46. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into everlasting life. All because of what they have done to one another. Help them out. Be there for them. Looking after one another. Helping out one another. Because we forgot that we scatter all over the world. We are not a nation anymore. We scatter as a people. So wherever we find ourselves, we have to look after one another in those countries. Same way. Encourage, build up. It's not about self. We go to Psalms 41. Psalms 41. I will go read verse 1. Psalms 41 and verse 1. It said, Blessed is he that considereth the poor. The Lord will deliver him in time of trouble. So whatsoever evil come upon the land, whether disaster, whether it's famine, storm, hurricane, tornado, wildfire, the Lord go see that you good. That the book just saying. Blessed is he that considereth the poor, the Lord will deliver him in time of trouble. Proverbs chapter 19. Proverbs chapter 19 and we'll go read verse 17. Proverbs 19 and verse 17. He that had have pity on the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he had given will he pay him again. So you see that? So when you give to your poor brother or your poor sister, you then lend to the Lord. This is what I like the book is saying. So you give to your poor brother and your poor sister, you are lend to the Lord. And if you lend somebody something, you expect to give it. You expect them to give you back, not you. So the same thing here. When you give to them, you lend to the Lord. And the Lord go, make sure he return back to you. Second Corinthians chapter 9. Second Corinthians chapter 9, and we go pick it up at verse 6. And it reads, But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly. And he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. So if you give $100, you'll get back. You give $500, $500 you'll get back. $1,000, you'll get back. You give $1,000,000, you'll go get back. At least. Now the book now stuff it dish out what you not have, innit? You understand? If you not have, you not have it. The Lord know that. You can't fool the Lord. You can't fool other people or yourself, but you can't fool the Lord. I go to Proverbs 28. Proverbs 28. Proverbs 28. And we go pick it up at verse 27. So Proverb 28 and verse 27. And it reads, He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack. And this lack is like somebody give you a blank check and sign it at the bottom. And the only thing what you need to do now is put in how much you want. And you go write the one a check. Imagine that. So he that giveth unto the poor shall not lack. But he that hideth his eyes shall have many a curse. Hmm? Every day you drive past or walk past, your brother or your sister did it. The stress they on. You hardly feed them kids and so forth. And you act like you don't see them. The book said, shall have many a curse. So what we're going to do? We're going to go look past some of these curses. Just a few of them, not all of them. But look past some of them. So let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 28. We're going to look past some of these curses. So Deuteronomy chapter 28, and we go pick it up at verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments and his statute which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Imagine, it's that all these curses come upon you and overtake you. So as you come out of one, you still have about 400 curses to go. Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. So wherever you do your business, whether in the town or in the country, go curse. Why? All because you turn a blind eye to your brother, your poor brother, your poor sister. Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy storehouse. So if your business in the country, curse, or your business in the city, curse, then you don't have no money coming. So what you go use to buy food? So you don't got no food in your fridge or in your cupboard. Curse. You don't know the Lord, man. We better read this book. Verse 18. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy body is your pitney. All because you're mean. You end up making your pitney get cursed because you're mean. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. So for you, open the door in the morning and go through it, gone out. Curse follow you all through that day. Until you come back home and open the door and go back to the house, the curse follow you, come back straight there in. All because you act as if you don't see your poor brothers or your poor sister in a need, and you have it and you can't, and you don't do nothing about it. All in a fear mind. You get mine, so you go get fear. Wickedness, the wicked thinking that, and the Lord go deal with you for that. We go to Proverbs 22. See, if we just go to church, or sing some music and jump up and all them something there, I wouldn't know why not the book. How if we say we are servant of the Most High, but we don't know what He requires of us? How that go work? It's like you turn up for your job and you don't know how to do the job. What it takes to go happen to you? You wouldn't last up a hour in that the company there. You know? Right, so Proverbs 22 and verse 9. 22 and verse 9. He that had a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor. The bountiful eye just mean a generous mind. So just like the people of the other nation look after them, feed them people, make sure that them okay, and the same thing we fit do too for our people. It's like you show a man, you see a man a belly house, and you just show him what to do, pan the house. And when he look pan few house, it dey fall apart. It broke down there so, it dey leak through there so. But you over here so show the man how he fi build the house and what he fi do. Make sure say feel okay. So when you go show him about film, he can look pan few and see how Chris. And he say, yeah man, how you do this so? So you can ask you no question, how you do that and so forth, and you can tell him. And the same thing. We go do a spiritual flick on it right now. It's just like we say when the preacher to the nation, I tell them all them to live good and live by God's laws and all of them something there. But he might look upon you who they bring the word to him and look upon few nation of people, all them wicked, corrupt, evil. You check them go on if you hear nothing at all from you. So can you go say, so if the word's so good, what make few people look like we there and act like we there? No. We have to fix ourselves first. We say we are priests of the Lord. Edify our people. Wake them up. Get them back to this book. Start live by the principles of this book. And then that will reflect. And then the people know from another nation now will be looking in now to see how our community is. And that's when they were willing to listen. Or we go to the book of Job. Job 29. Job 29, and we go pick it up at verse 1. So we all understand Job, the book of Job, what happened to Job and so forth. But a lot of people just read Job and don't know what it is. Job is just simple, a parable for the nation of Israel, us, Hebrew Israelites, descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When we came out of Egypt and in the land and so forth, we're all good, just as the beginning of Job. But our forefathers get big-headed and so forth and decided to do their own thing. And now, it go along till Syria in that 2023 can't even make ends meet. So it's like Job now, when all those things come upon him and him find himself with nothing. But Job's maintaining loyalty to the Most High. So what we fi do? We fi go back to the covenant of the Most High and remain loyal to him. And just as though at the end, he blessed Job more abundant than what he had before. And the same thing God do for we at the appointed time if we be faithful unto him. So you think Job went just some good reading? Anyway, and my beloved sister Chloe Israel, do a fantastic teaching on the book of Job. Big up my sister Chloe Israel. Anyway, Job chapter 29 and verse 1. Moreover, Job continued his parable and said, "O that I were as the month past, as in the days when God preserved me." So, in the past is before all this atrocity came upon Job. And the Lord preserved him by protecting him in and bless his substance, that it increase in the earth. Verse 3. When his candle shined upon my head, and when by his light I walk through darkness. And his light, meaning the Most High. His light is his word. As I was in the days of my youth, when the secret of God was upon my tabernacle. And the secret of the Lord is with them that fear him. And you can read this in Psalms 25 and verse 14. Verse 5. When the Almighty was yet with me, when my children were about me, when I washed my steps with butter, and the rock poured me out rivers of oil, when I went out to the gate through the city, when I prepared my seat in the street, the young men saw me and hid themselves, and the aged arose and stood up. The princes refrained talking and laid their hands on their mouth. The noble held their peace, and their tongue cleaved to the roof of their mouth. When the ear heard me, then it blessed me. And when the eye saw me, it gave witness to me. So Job is just reminiscing when the Lord's blessing was upon him. Now he's going to reveal the secret of why he was blessed. So pay attention to the next verse. Verse 12. Because I delivered the poor that cry, and the fatherless, and him that had none to help him. So looking after the poor and the fatherless, doing these deeds, the Lord makes sure that He bless the works of Job's hand. Verse 13. The blessing of him that was ready to perish came upon me, and I caused the widow hearts to sing for joy. I put on righteousness, and it clothed me. My judgment was as a robe and a diadem. I was eyes to the blind, and feet was I to the lame. I was a father to the poor, and the cause which I knew not, I search out. So what Job just say, yeah, so he don't even wait until somebody come check him for anything. Him seek out who want help and give a helping hand. And this is the mindset we need to have amongst one another. We'll go to Isaiah 58. Isaiah 58. So Isaiah 58, and we go pick this up at verse 6. Isaiah 58 and verse 6. So this is the Lord speaking. Is not this the fast that I have chosen? To loose the bonds of the wicked, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and to break every yoke. Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that cast out to thy house? When thou seest the naked, that thou coverest him, and that thou hide not thyself from thy own flesh? This is the fast the Lord wanted. He wanted Daniel fast. You and I eat for a couple of days or something. What the Lord don't want that. The fast what I want is for you go look after your own people them. Make sure them are right. What they don't have or you have, make sure that them have too. And he said, hide not thyself from thy own flesh, which is your family. Some of us in a better position, a better place than some of our family, and them reach out and they like, cho, I am again a call and them something there. The Lord said, look, if you hide yourself for your own flesh, pick up the phone, see what them need is. If you have, you have it. If you not have it, you not have it. You can't give what you not have. But be truthful. You don't want to say you don't have it because you're there foreign. So you don't want to look like so you're there foreign and nothing not go on fear. Because why? Why? Because of pride. If nothing not go on fear, not go on fear. Verse 8. So after we do all those good deeds, okay, this is what the Lord promised. Verse 8. Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thy health shall spring forth speedily, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord shall be thy reward. So the Lord gonna make sure that you not go to help. He gonna make sure that you under his protection. Verse 9. Then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, Here I am. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and the speaking vanity, and if thou draw out thy soul to the hunger, and satisfy the afflict soul, then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. Continual blessing by every side. Let's go to Matthew chapter 6. Matthew chapter 6. Matthew chapter 6. So this is the last place. You understand me? The Lord just goes give us a bit of advice of how we should, give our alms. Okay? So verse 1. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 1. Take heed that ye do not. Again, take heed that ye do not your alms before men to be seen of them. Otherwise ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. So if you go give your brother or sister something just so people can praise you, the Lord just say you know have nothing to come from him. The reward you get at the praise of the man them praise you. If you say, yeah man, a good man, that man, yeah man, him help out and blah blah. That alone you get. Verse 2. Therefore, when thou doest thy harm, do not sound the trumpet before thee, as the hypocrite do in the synagogues and in the street, that they may be have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. You don't have to make everybody know what go on, what you intend to do or whatever. You don't have to bring it to nobody's attention. Verse 3. But when thou doest harms, let not the left hand know what thy right hand doeth. So keep it private before you're not the individual there. You understand? Individually, you help out as well. In probably don't want nobody at all know what go on same way. You understand me? So just between you both. Verse 4. That thy harms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly. And So whatever you go do, just do it. You and the individual, you have to record it and then upload it for social media for everybody see the good what you do. So people can say, oh, you're a good man, that man are a good woman. I know if you not do that. Anyway, that me have to share to them people. Saying so, just thank you for listening and just enjoy the rest of your Sabbath. One love.